Section 1.5 Polynomials. In this section, we will look at the terminology of the polynomial expressions and basic operations with polynomials. Definition of the polynomial. It is a special class of algebraic expression which consists of some finite number of terms. For one single term, it's called monomial. For two terms, we call binomial. Three terms, we call trinomial. Each term in polynomial consists only a number multiplied by variables. The number is called the coefficient of the term. The sum of the exponents of the variables is the degree of the term. The degree of a simplified polynomial is the largest of the degrees of the individual terms. A polynomial of a single variable is in the form of n times x to the power n plus am minus 1 times x to the n minus 1 plus all the terms in the descending order. The term before the last would be a1 times x, which is the first power, plus a0 or a0 times x to the 0 power, where an minus 1, or a1, a0, they are real numbers, an not equal to 0. And n is a non-negative integer. To add two or more polynomials, we use the property to combine like terms. Let's look at the first set of the examples. We're going to classify is the form of the following expressions as either a polynomial or not a polynomial. For those that they are polynomials, we're going to identify the degree of the polynomial and the number of terms. For the first expression, we have 5 times y to the 7 over 2 minus 7 times y. There are two terms. For the first term, the number, which is the coefficient 5, times the variable y to the power 7 over 2. The power 7 over 2 is not integer. If one of the power is not integer, so it is not a polynomial. The next expression, x squared times y to the third times z. This is one single term, consists of the factor x to the second power. The power of the x is an integer or the non-negative integer. The next factor is y raised to the power 3, which is another non-negative integer, and z, which is z raised to the power 1 or the first power, another non-negative integer. So this term consider a polynomial. And it is polynomial, so we can identify the degree and the number of the terms. What is the degree? Degree of this term is the combination of all the degrees of the factors. The degree is 2 plus 3 plus 1, which is 6. So this term or this polynomial has a degree 6. And how many terms? Only one single term. The next one is the expression negative 3. Even though there is no variable, it can be treated as negative 3 times, for example, the variable x raised to the power 0. It considered a polynomial because the degree of the variable is a non-negative number, which is the power 0. So we can say this is a polynomial term, and the degree would be 0. How many terms? Only one term. And the last expression, which is negative 8 times y to the 7, plus 2 times y to the 6 minus y to the third power plus 5. For each term, they contain the variable and the real number as a coefficient. For the variable, the power is non-negative integer, like the power 7, power 6, power 3, and the last one, we can treat it as 5 times y to the 0. 0 is another non-negative integer. So this expression also considered a polynomial. And the degree of this, we're going to look at the largest degree of the terms in this expression. So the first term, the degree 7. Second term, degree 6. The third term, degree 3. And the last term, degree 0. So the highest degree is the degree of this polynomial, which is degree 7. How many terms? The terms are separated by the plus sign minus sign. So this expression consists of 4 terms. And each term will be like negative 8 y to the 7, 2 y to the 6, negative y to the third, and the last term is positive 5.